Hello and welcome to NJBIZ Conversations. I'm your host, Jeff Kanige. My guest today is Melanie Willoughby. She is the Executive Director of the New Jersey Business Action Center. Melanie, welcome back.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time. I wanted to talk about what's been going on at the Business Action Center on a number of different programs that you have. I mean, it's a really sort of a tumultuous time for businesses, and I think it's important that they know what you do and what you have to offer. I want to start with what we talked about the last time when you were here, which was about what you do for businesses who want, New Jersey businesses that want to expand overseas. I don't know if you recall that, but I'm curious, given the sort of tensions around international trade and what's been going on with international relations, whether you're still getting inquiries about that kind of thing, and whether there's still an interest in among New Jersey businesses in expanding internationally.
Well, there absolutely is a interest in business expanding internationally. And all it is that we have a program called the STEP program, which actually helps to fund businesses to be able to do the international trade shows.
Right.
And we make sure that we place them in the right countries where they're going to have an opportunity to be able to trade. And so we also have a fancy food show, which happens in New York on a annual basis. And the fancy food show is where we take a lot of our businesses. As a matter of fact, we took 28 clients this past year.
Really?
And help them to grow and get the contacts that they needed in order to be able to trade internationally. So there absolutely is still an interest, and we are there for the companies in New Jersey who want to do this, from the very small to the much larger.
Okay, well that's interesting. What I mentioned the sort of the kinds of issues that business people have to deal with right now. What else are you hearing? What do you hear? What kind of questions are you getting from folks about what they need? What do they need? What are they looking for? What are they worried about? What are you hearing from the people you talk to?
Well, the businesses are very concerned about the permitting process in New Jersey. And the permitting process in New Jersey is very complex. And whether you're trying to get a permit from the Department of Transportation or a permit from your local government or from the DEP, because they're all different kinds of permits in New Jersey. And when you're building a building or you're expanding a building, this is where businesses get very confused. And so they come to the Business Action Center, and we can really help them clarify what permits they need and help them walk through the process of getting those permits. And we have done so for thousands of companies so far at the Business Action Center. And this is really where we are doing a really great job.
Okay, well, and I hear that all the time. I mean, one of the main things that I hear when I talk to business owners and executives about what challenges they face, that very issue of dealing with state government on permitting issues and other regulatory issues is one of the top concerns.
Well, yes, and the regulatory issues just aren't permitting. It's also understanding all of the laws and regulations that impact them.
Exactly.
And so we can help walk them through that as well. And we do that for small businesses in particular, Jeff, because of the fact that small businesses don't have staff to be able to help them with understanding all of the rules and regulations that they have to follow. So all you have to do is call the Business Action Center, and we'll help walk you through that, whether it's your registration, whether it's making sure that you have the right corporate status, whether you're filing your annual report. These are things that small businesses get hung up on all the time.
Right, and if you don't have a whole legal department that can handle those kinds of things, just a call to you would get them kinds of information that they need.
Absolutely, and we'll solve that by them calling 1-800-Jersey-7.
There you go.
There you go.
That number will be in the post accompanying this video, so don't.
Excellent. Because that's a really, really important part of what service we provide, which is through our 1-800 number, as well as through our chat, which is available through business.nj.gov.
Okay, very good. Again, that all this and contact information will be available to viewers who are interested in getting in touch. Okay, some of the other programs that you're involved in, I'm curious about the manufacturing network, which was created, if I recall correctly, by the Manufacturing and Higher Education Act. What is your involvement? How does that work, and what have you been doing with regard to manufacturing in New Jersey? Obviously, it's been a big topic for years now for a lot of businesses.
Absolutely. Well, manufacturing is still very much alive and doing well in New Jersey. And so I think that that's an important thing to get out there first, and that New Jersey's Business Action Center is committed to the manufacturing industry. And as a matter of fact, through this new law, we were designated as the manufacturing advocate in the law. And
Okay.
so we didn't need to be designated as the advocate to be the advocate, because we are the advocate for manufacturers.
Okay.
And so basically what this is that we put together a collaboration of organizations and state agencies that all have the services and benefits that can help manufacturers. And we put it together in a website. So we now have a new website, which is, hopefully you'll also post, which is njmanufacturingnetwork.org, which provides the online resources where New Jersey manufacturers can now locate all these programs. And not only that, but they can sign up for us to help them be an advocate for them. So this is a whole new program that we're very pleased and proud of. And the New Jersey Manufacturing Extension Program is very much a part of providing this service and benefit to the manufacturers.
Okay, very good. Going to move on to cannabis. You also have another program, the Cannabis Training Academy, another industry that there's been a lot of talk about in this state. Seemed to get off to a slow start, in part because a lot of folks didn't really know how to deal with the regulatory apparatus and the kinds of things that have been set up by the law. What does the Cannabis Training Academy do? My understanding is the last number I saw, you've helped about 1,300 participants, which sounds good given what we heard about how the slow start. What can you tell us about the Cannabis Training Academy?
Well, I'm happy to say, Jeff, that we're now up to 1,700 participants.
1,700, there we go.
There we go. And we're climbing every day because of the fact that this is what the Business Action Center does. It helps people in the regulatory environment. And so the Cannabis Training Academy whole purpose is to help aspiring entrepreneurs get all of the information they need on how to get a license for a dispensary. Okay. And so they basically do the 10 courses, and we have 20 graduates already who have gone through the 10 courses, and they are now ready. And the CRC is recognizing the benefit that the CTA has brought to these trainees, and that they will give them a leg up in the dispensary license.
Okay, so what are you hearing from the folks who are involved in coming to you about the industry now? As I mentioned, seemed to get off to a bit of a slow start. 1,700 participants sounds like it's a fairly sizable cohort that's going into this business. Am I right about that?
Well, it's a sizable cohort of people who are interested in the business. Okay. They're not all going to get dispensaries, because you have to go through the process of now getting the license, obviously, for the dispensary. But these are people who are interested and are testing the water, shall we say, and doing it for free, because this is all provided free of charge, and so that they can see whether it's for them or not. And, it's a very arduous process, and it's a very expensive process. And so people are going to learn about the process by coming to the CTA and going through all of the requirements. Additionally, the CTA has launched a free compliance course for the mandatory ID badging requirements. All cannabis businesses and workers are required to have an official, non-transferable cannabis business identification card to work in the industry, and we're providing free training for this as well. So we have people who are going through the badging process, and that you can get that through the CTA.
And those are people who are already working in the business but need this credential. Is that
correct? People working in the business and need this credential.
Okay. All right. Another program, the Internet Presence Referral, which, as I understand it, helps businesses essentially that either want to get online or raise their online profile. What can you tell us about how that's working? I mean, there's got to be demand for that at this point.
Oh, absolutely. So there's two parts of the referral program now. There's the first part is the mentorship program, where if you want a mentor, you can sign up and we'll assign you a mentor through our nonprofit business organizations that do mentorship.
Okay.
And so that's free of charge. And then there also is the internet presence program,
Okay.
where a lot of people need an internet presence, believe me, that either they need an update and a refresh, or they are not even on the internet now. And so this is a great program. And the EDA actually has one of the best programs available, which we promote heavily through this program.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because every once in a while I come across a business that has a really rudimentary web presence, like a website that doesn't, it looks like it was put together like back in 1995. It's hard to believe this day and age at this point that businesses are still struggling with that, but apparently they are, given that there's a need for a program like this. Yes?
Yes, well, businesses are struggling because of the fact that, they're just trying to stay alive, and they all don't think about how that internet presence can really help them in getting customers. And this is where this is. First of all, you do the mentorship, and we mentor you into you realizing you need the internet presence, and then we sign you up for the internet presence.
Okay. All right. I have to ask you, because one question we get all the time, is particularly about technology, is the use of artificial intelligence. Is that part of what you're doing with this program, or is there something else you can help folks with? Because when we do programs on artificial intelligence, we get a lot of response, and the main question in everybody's mind is, what do I do? What do I need to do with this? Do you have any solutions for those folks?
Well, Jeff, I don't have a solution for those folks yet,
Okay.
but we're working on it.
Okay.
So one of the things, though, that we have gotten into is cybersecurity.
Okay.
Because that is a really big area where a lot of businesses are really at risk, and we wanted to make sure that we help them with their cybersecurity. And so we have come up with a manual for small businesses for cybersecurity. So stay tuned. On our next interview, we'll be talking about AI.
Okay. Well, that's actually a perfect segue into my next question, which was just a sort of an open-ended question about what else are you interested in? What's going on? What should we know about that we haven't talked about that folks might be interested in?
Well, I think that one of the things is that you can come to the Business Action Center to be able to find out about your financing options, and about grants that are available. And there are grants that are available through lots of the divisions of the departments in state government that businesses just don't know about. They know about the EDA, or they may know about the EDA and the Economic Development Authority. And what they have to offer, but they may not know about all of the ones that the EDA has to offer. And so we'll walk them through all of those. And I think that's a very, very important part of the role that the Business Action plays, is being able to help businesses walk through all of the financing options, because they always need money.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And again, that's one of those questions that we get all the time. Access to capital. Where do I go to get funding, especially small businesses, as you say? So this is one answer for them, yes?
Yes, it is. And you come to the Business Action Center, and we're like the answer solution center for everything possible that a business is going to ask. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to find it out for you.
Okay. Now, one of the things that struck me about reading about the Business Action Center and what you do is that you facilitate collaboration among businesses, among manufacturers, small businesses. I guess I can kind of see it, but on the other hand, businesses, when you think of businesses, you think about competition rather than collaboration. What's this program for? What's involved with what you do with collaboration and how you get folks to cooperate?
Well, I think that one of the things that's really, really important is that businesses understand how they need each other in order to be able to do business together. And so that's one of the things that we help businesses understand when they call us, and about how they can work together, in the, for instance, in the export markets, where they can work together in going internationally. And so we actually had a whole series of webinars that are available on our website that we did on exporting and how businesses can get into exporting and help each other.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense because there's a lot involved in obviously in exporting. There are all sorts of facets: transportation, logistics, shipping, e-commerce, the whole thing. So I
Right,
guess,
right, exactly. And
good.
we actually work together with the New Jersey Food Council. Now, here's another way that we work
Okay,
together with other businesses is that we are looking to do uh, the importing
okay,
with working with companies that are part of the membership of the New Jersey Food Council, which are the Wake Ferns and the
right,
Wawas,
right.
and having them work together with our companies that are looking to sell their products. So this is another way that we foster collaboration.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay, finally, before I let you go, I'm curious, do you have any a favorite anecdote or a favorite success story that you can tell us about that might illustrate what you do for businesses and what someone can get out of it?
Well, absolutely. So David's Cookies, who everybody knows, David's
Oh yes.
Cookies,
Hmm.
one of the best known cookie brands in the food industry, was celebrating a ribbon cutting of their new 100,000 square foot facility in Cedar Grove.
Hmm.
Now, this $25 million facility includes a $60 million square foot building to accommodate cold and dry storage. And we advocate to help them with all of their permitting. And it made a huge difference in them being able to open early and on time.
Okay. Well, that perfectly goes back to our, with where we started the discussion, and that on permitting and help for businesses. So, Melanie Willoughby, we'll leave it there. Executive Director of the New Jersey Business Action Center. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome. Nice to see you again.
Oh yes, and I hope you come back and tell us a little bit more about all the things that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you again, and thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe, everyone.